Today, we will be talking about the American roots and how America got started.
More specifically, we're going to be talking about the 13 English colonies and how it developed into the glorious country we have now.
The tradition of liberty developed in the colonies with religious freedom, self-government such as the House of Burgesses, and the Great Awakening.
Because England and the colonies were so far away, the colonies had to govern and think for themselves.
Baron de Montesquieu came up with the separation of powers on branches of government.
The three branches of government were legislative, executive, and judicial.
The legislative branch is to make laws, the executive branch is to enforce the laws, and the judicial branch is to make judgments based on the laws.
John Locke came up with natural rights, which were life, liberty, and property from birth, which challenged the theory of divine rights.
Divine rights is the belief that a ruler's authority comes directly from God.
Also, if the monarch violates any of the natural rights, the colonists are entitled to overthrow him or her.
The social contract was part of John Locke's argument. It stated that people agreed to give up some of their individual freedom, but only to safeguard the rights of the community.
The British Acts imposed on the liberty of the colonists because the colonists were being overly taxed for something that was not their fault.
Also, the British were being very unfair and unjust to the colonists.
The book Common Sense influenced British traditions and Enlightenment thinkers by telling them to point towards the obvious
and use common sense, hence the title, to rebel against the monarch.
There were many events that led to American victory,
such as the Proclamation of 1763, the Quartering Act, the Stamp Act, the Townshend Acts, the Boston Massacre, the Boston Tea Party, and the Intolerable Act.
The Proclamation of 1763 is when settlements did not occur in the Ohio River Valley.
The Quartering Act of 1765 was when British soldiers were forced by colonists to house.
The Stamp Act of 1765 is when all paper products were taxed, and colonists responded with boycotts and violence.
The Townshend Acts of 1767 taxed frequently used items and allowed the British officers to search private property.
The Boston Massacre of 1770 is when 5 colonists were killed by British soldiers.
The Boston Tea Party of 1773 was when colonists protested Britain because they were taking control of the tea market.
Tolerable Acts of 1774 is when Britain shut down the Boston Harbor and ended Massachusetts Charter and suspends local governments. Overly. That girl problems.
Oh, are you recording this?
Yeah. Chocolate break. And rebel.
Legislative branch
I don't know.
and rebel against the king. Idle and rebel against the monarch. Is it going? Oh, is it going? Wait, did it go?